Hello, it is I, Dr. Brian Lorgan 111, and welcome back to Blueprints, which is kind of an anagram of blueprints. Let's continue. And I have not really made any notes or even done a very good job reviewing the previous video yet. One thing that's always difficult with these games is knowing how to structure any notes. And so I think I'd need more information before I want to spend time trying to do any of that. One thing I failed to do at the end of the previous episode when we started the next day was to look carefully and see if, for example, anything was different in this room. Like, I didn't look carefully. It is the same cards. I didn't notice if, like, the poses of the hands may have changed or anything like that. I presume that this will be the exact same. Just at a glance, it seems like that's all the same, and so I'm not going to bother looking too carefully at that or this. Yeah. So it feels like all of this stuff is kind of the same. When I first entered, it appeared it might have been 8 a.m., I guess? Oh wow, like more time passed yesterday than I paid attention to before. And if you notice on our room map, the entrance hall starts at the bottom on the bottom left, and then there's the antechamber up at the top left. And so let's try to see if I can, like, make my way over there. So that's going to be kind of my main goal for today. So let's go straight over in that direction and see if we can go straight. Okay, none of these give me kind of a straight kind of thing. A pantry at least gives us a way to go. So let's take a pantry. And in here, here's an apple. So I have 49 steps. Plus 2 brings me to 51. Here's some money for me. I presume this is the same note. At a glance, it looks like it is. And I don't think there's anything else I need to do in there. I can't, like, climb this little ladder, can I? I don't think so. Okay. We're just going to go ahead and keep moving. Can I make a right turn? Corridor says it can go straight, and it wouldn't really fit on my blueprints room map, so I'm kind of curious how that's going to work. So let's actually take a corridor. And so in the corridor, there's a vase. It says corridor rank 2. Still not sure what the rank is about. There's another one of these spiral staircases. We saw this painting like on the wall of the bathroom or something in the previous episode, I don't know. And if I look at my map, oh, it's 5 wide. Okay, I was thinking it was only 3 wide, or maybe it got wider now. So let's go through the corridor. And dining room, each day a meal is served in the dining room, rank 8, after rank 8 has been achieved. Okay. Not sure what the rank is about. So here's the dining room, and now I want to make a right turn to try to head, quote-unquote, north. But let's glance around the dining room. I'm not going to spend as much time in each room. I just want to try to learn the inventory, like a set of possible rooms that can exist, and a little bit about them. There's an airplane. There's, looks like the blueprint graph paper, and possibly even like that's a mark of where we are currently, which is interesting. And then that would be like the antechamber or whatever. And is the antechamber like the room that's before room 46? 45 rooms. 5 wide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Tall. 5 times 9 is 45. Okay, so this is... Okay, it is actually a 45 grid kind of thingy. So, all of these... No, the bedroom looks like it might have another exit on the right, so let's take the bedroom. And in here, I gained some steps. Good for me. We got books. We got a picture of somebody. We got a picture of a crow on the wall. That's not creepy at all. A lot of things that don't appear to be interactable. We've seen a different hat. There's a person in a rowboat. Here's a gem. Da-da-da! I have a gem. There's a hand pointing down. There's boxes and greetings from Reddington. I can't, like, flip it over or anything. Bedroom, by the way, is rank 3, it says. Or maybe rank 3 could also refer to the fact that I am 3 from the bottom of the blueprints. So yeah, let's see if I climb north any farther if I get to rank 4. But I want to go through here. Greetings from Reddington. That was not something that went in my inventory. And I didn't take a look at really at all. Reddington... Well, it starts with red, and some of the rooms were classified as red rooms. So I'm guessing the color is going to be the only thing that matters. Spare room will get us further to the north, I think. So let's see if this is now rank 4. Spare room is rank 3. Hold on, where am I on the map? Oh no, I went this way. Got it. I need to make a left turn to get up to rank 4, so I'll try to be able to do that. We got a fan that's moving. Someone was painting the spare room. And there is packing tape. Blah, blah, blah. Parlor. Utility closet. Drawing room. You may draw new floor plans while drafting in this room. Gem requirement. Okay, I have a gem. Let's go in here. Look around the room first. Speaking of drawing rooms, there are many, many drawings. Mostly of persons with umbrellas, horses, and some other stuff. Quite the unusual collection of art. Placed often very high in the ceiling, making it awkward to admire. Here is, what's his name, the deceased. And I don't notice anything particularly striking, other than this, like, slightly bent candlestick. About that. And so if I go this way, hopefully I'll get to rank 4 by going through here, and it says you can draw new rooms or something. Select a room to draft. Den is pretty good because that would allow me to get to rank 5, so we're going to take that. It did cost me a gem, like I didn't notice if it was walking in here or every time I like walk out of here. Den, rank 4. Okay, so I do believe the rank is like how far north you're getting on the blueprint. So definitely like trying to get to rank 7 said that the dining room would have a feast or something. I don't even remember at this point. Here another clock, and now I see it ticking over there. Yeah, we've seen this room before. Did it always look exactly like this? I'd have to review the previous video and compare. There is a gem. Was there the little treasure chest thingy? This time I don't see one. Last time there was a openable thingamadoo. And the den... Looks like if I go through this door I'll get up to rank 5, so let's just keep moving. Nook. Security. View inventory of all items currently in the house. That sounds interesting. And it does have east and west exits, so yeah, let's do that one, even though it cost me a gem. I saw my gem go down just opening the door. So you kind of have to, like, pay for security. Do we have a cutscene? Seems like it. That's my character. Simon. Who is being secured. There are listening devices. There are computer keyboards. 1993, I think, is the year that we're supposedly in. I imagine this is a scene that's only going to play once the first time we've reached this room. And so I don't imagine that there would be anything puzzle noteworthy in this cutscene. And I think it's just here for atmosphere. But there are a number of rooms that we haven't witnessed before. We can see ourselves. And do I have control again? I have control again. Okay, great. So I just walked in from over there. And can I interact? Let's see. Blue memos equals true. Red memos equals lies. Alright, who left us such a note, and can we trust them? Alright, so there is one thing. We got some tapes. I guess this is on a blue memo pad. Like there's a little blue kind of like barrier line at the top of it or whatever, so that could be a hint. Someone who's in like the security place or whatever, like maybe knows more than others. I can interact with the computer. Welcome to Mount Holly Security. Press enter. I shall. View estate inventory. Keycard system. Log into network. Exit. Alright. View estate inventory. All items currently in the house that have yet to be collected will update as new rooms are added, I see. So I didn't leave any objects behind, but if I'd left an apple in the pantry, for example, presumably it would say one fruit. And this can also verify that you didn't accidentally leave anything behind. So let's go back to the main menu. Keycard system. Alright, it's operational, settings, sure. Security level medium. Offline mode locked. Set security level. The amount of security doors that will be deployed in your estate. 1 or 2 security doors at low, 5 or 6 with high. So I can change it from low to high to medium. Let's say low, so I will encounter fewer locked doors. Confirm setting. Change offline mode. What is this? The default setting of the security doors will be set to if power is lost during a blackout, for example. Offline mode should be set to unlock if any staff are working in the estate. Sure. Let's change it to unlocked. I'm not sure if this is like a, difficulty setting that's like treated as an in-game thing to discover, or if there's something else going on here. Let's go back. Alright, keycard system is currently operational. Let's return to the security menu. Log into network. Terminal password. Password. Incorrect password. Okay. We tried. Alright, so I'm going to exit that. Great. Okay, we interacted with a computer. We may or may not have changed our odds of further success by disabling some security systems. There obviously aren't inventory items to pick up here. Staff notice. Effective the first week in December. Payroll for all live-out and seasonal staff will be managed electronically. Don't fail to clock in and out. 2 terminals can be found at security, where the punch clock will be, and in the laboratory. There's a laboratory. Mrs. Babbage is the house manager. Terminal password has been crossed out. I can't quite read it. Looks like it started with an S, maybe. Yeah. When I'm doing video editing, I might be able to actually read that password or something. Okay, what else do we got here? Till further notice, the antechamber has been unlocked and access levers are no longer required to grant entry, but it's red, so I don't know that we can trust it. Keycard access security doors are more likely to appear in the higher ranks of the estate. Likewise, as a redundant security measure, normal doors in the estate will also be more likely to be locked as you progress to the north. That sounds more likely to be true. And then some pictures of some things and different colored push pins. Like there's all kinds of things that could be informational that we're witnessing here. But until I have reason to believe that any of them have important information, I'm just going to mostly kind of ignore it. So, security, I could go left or right. Let's hang left and see where we go next. So, Nook, Observatory, +1 something for each time you've drafted the observatory. It requires a gem, however. And so if I click on this, I have no gems. It says, you're not allowed. So the only thing that I could do is in Nook. Can I... Once you have drawn floor plans, you must select one to draft. Okay, and I'm not allowed to do the lab either. So the Nook is the only thing I can choose here. It does let me look at where I'm currently standing and kind of what it would look like to put this room there. Neat. But let's put the Nook, and now we have kind of closed off some of our possible paths to the north. Noteworthy. A journey noteworthy. As you can continue on your adventure, you may want to consider getting something to scribble your notes and observations on. Pad, scrap of paper, a journal, an invaluable tool you won't regret having beside you on your journey. Beside is in italics. And then there's some scribblings and things. Why would beside be in italics, I wonder? Alright, chair, books, nothing obviously interactable. A key, I'll take that, thank you very much. There is a rook. So we've seen most chess pieces. I haven't seen a knight yet, or a king, as far as I can recall. Alright, so in the Nook, if I were to hang left, I'd be heading back to the south. But that is the quickest way to get to the next room, other than going back through security, so I guess we will go ahead and draft. The door is locked. Use key or exit. I'm going to exit and hold on to my keys. And instead, let's try going through the other way through security and see if we can get anything that lets us head further north over here. Alright. Chapel, we lose money whenever we go through it. But it would let me at least go straight forward, it looks like. Guest bedroom, give me extra steps. I still have plenty of steps. And then boiler room, I don't have a gem, but it has some kind of power source. That sounds interesting. Let's do the chapel and go straight through it. Alright. Once again, when I step into the chapel, there's this little ding. It's a little reminiscent of another game I've played recently, where every time you step into a room, there's some kind of audio cue, which had some meaning, which you might not easily discover at the outset. Alright, but I don't see anything to do in here, so I'm gonna exit. The door is locked. This time I will use my key. Alright, give me a way to make a left-hand turn, please. Green rooms do not cost money to draft. Alright. Coat check. Check one item and retrieve it another day. Oh, that's interesting. That's not useful to me now, but that means it's not entirely roguelike. Because you could save an item for another day, okay. And commissary, it takes a gem requirement, so I can't do that. So I guess we're taking the terrace. Alright, lovely. I found some fruit. 42 steps, plus 5 steps. Now I'm at 47. Great. But we can look out onto the land. It's lovely. And I don't think I can escape from here. And so unless there's some way to bust through the wall over here, I don't think we're getting to the north. Unless I go back through the Nook and there's some way to go that way, so I guess we'll go take a look. There's that ding sound as I step in here again. Oh, the sound is me losing a coin is what that sound is. Because every time I step through the chapel, I lose money. Forgot about that. Okay, over here in the den. Select a room, a closet, a hallway, or the observatory. I want the hallway so that I have at least some chance of being able to continue to the north. In the hallway, the mighty hallway. It's on red. Doors in the west wing are more likely to be locked. I am in the west wing, and so I think that means they're less likely to be locked in the west. Is that always true, or is that just true this time around? That's assuming that I trust the blue-red thing that we read before. Alright, storeroom, closet, parlor. If I put the parlor here, it's just going back to the south. Yeah, all these are cutting me off again. So it seems like I'm not succeeding in getting past rank 5 on this run. Let's take a parlor and discover what a puzzle piece is. This is the black box. This is the black box. The black box is not empty. Blue, white, and black. Various objects of various amounts of puzzliness. Holding the Queen of Diamonds again. We got a car. What do we got here? The wind-up key, a component of the parlor game. Tell me more about the parlor game. Dear Herbert, great honor receiving the invitation to dine. Alright, some pleasantries. Mutual love of games and puzzles. Boxes of 3 different colors. I've included all the details you need to know to play the confounding game, says M. Lowry. There will always be at least one box which displays only true statements. There will always be at least one box which displays only false statements. Only one box has a prize within, the other 2 are always empty. Got it. So, at least one is true, at least one is false. The prize is only within one of them. My goal, obviously, is to get the prize. Alright, and I've got a wind-up kind of thingy. This is the black box. This is the black box. Okay, so both of those are false. The black box is not empty. At least one of them are true. This one's false, which means this one would have to be true, which means the black box is not empty is true, which means there's a prize inside, so I want to use my wind-up key on this. So, I get gems! Da-da-da-da-da! The other boxes are empty according to the rules. I solved it. I am a genius. Okay, I have some gems. What do I want to do with said gems from here? I guess just use my steps to go exploring and see what other kind of rooms we can learn about. Let's go bedroom, spare room, drawing room, and try to get into the eastern half, I think. So in order to do that, I want to go here and then make a left. Nope, I went a different way, but that's okay. I'll go here and then make a right and then a left. So if I go through here, yeah, we have not gone this way. So let's see what kind of rooms we can find. Utility closet has a breaker box. Billiard room has a something, and commissary has items for sale. Redraw floor plans. Oh, right, the drawing room. Okay, this is a throw these out and get some different ones. I wonder if you can do this more than once. Remind me, this is my last chance to exit the drawing room. The billiards room is still a new place to me, and that sounds fun and interesting, so let's do that. But the drawing room, maybe you have, you know, one chance each time to, like, select a different set of 3, is my guess. What might be happening there? Alright, in the billiards room, there is something. Here, it's just a glass. Alright. Any objects of note? More pictures of clock. It suggested that there was a puzzle in here of some description, and apparently I can look at the dartboard. Can I click on the bullseye? Can I click on this? I can go back out. Plus minus times divided by, sure. Plus minus times divided by. It has an 11 here. Like, should I be clicking? Should I be doing something? Oh! 6, 6. 19, something lit up. 11, these two lit up, 7 and 3. Then I went back to 11. What if I do the 19? I went back to 11. What if after 11 I do the 3? I went back to 11. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be doing. Is there anywhere that I can click other than on the numbers themselves? Clicking on the 11 causes the 7 and 3 to appear. Like, it seems like we're doing some kind of math. Is there some instructions for this game somewhere that I have failed to notice? Or am I just supposed to figure it out? And does it show anything? It shows a puzzle piece on here. Alright, so if I click on this again, 7 and 3 make 10. What if I do 10? Now it says 16 and it's got like a double 10. Or this would be like triple 10, which would be like 30. 30 minus 16 would be 14. What if I click 14? That brought me back to 11 again. So when I clicked 11, I got 7 and 3. I clicked 10, and then this became yellow, and this became like this. What if I click 16? That brings me back to 11. 7 plus 3 is 10. I'm not sure if I should read this as like 20 and this is 30. 16 would just be read as 16. 16 minus 10 is 6. Okay. Then 7 and 10. I could add them to get 17. That brought me back to 11. Still not sure what we're doing. 16 and 10. When I click 6, it did change things around. Now I have 10 and 7. I tried 17. What if I try 3 for subtraction? Then I get 2 and 5. 2 times 5 is 10, but I've already clicked 10. 2 plus 5 is 7, and I haven't clicked 7 yet. So let's click 7 now. That brought us back to here. Okay. Just gonna keep going places. Oops. Wait a minute. Right, I need to click 10 next. And then I click 6. And then I click 3. So 2 times 5 is 10. Okay. Maybe the colors tell you about the operation, and so maybe that was multiplication. And so this might be 3 times 4 is 12, minus 10 is 2 or something. Let me look again at the symbols that were here. Plus, minus, times, divided by. So, 11. 11 is just 11. So, I clicked 11. Then it gave me 7 and 3 with blues. Let's imagine that's addition. Blue is addition. Gives me 10. 16 minus 10. Let's imagine that yellow is subtraction. Gives me 6. Then plus 10 minus 7 is 3. Then plus 5 times 2 is 10. So then plus 10 minus 4 gives you 6. Times 3 gives you 18. And that unlocked it. And our reward is a key. It's the silver key. Unlocking a door with a silver key leads to a room with many doors. Neat. Was there a place where I needed to unlock a door with a key anywhere so far? Not that I recall, so let's just exit out the billiards room and see where it takes us. Alright, guest bedroom, we can get more steps. I still have plenty of steps. Bunk room counts as 2 bedrooms. Don't know why we need bedrooms. And a passageway. Hey! Which requires 2 gems, but a passageway would get us 1 more room over here, so sure, let's take the passageway. We'll spend our gems. Do. Anything in the passageway? I see lots of bricks. Not a whole lot else. That's bringing me to the chapel. I don't want to go to the chapel. I want to go to this room. Select a room to draft. The only one I can do now is the closet, but it will have a couple of items. So, we got ivory dice. An ivory die. While drafting, you may use it to roll new floor plans. Okay. So it's a reroll. Got it. And what is the other object? There were apparently 2 objects in here, allegedly. I got a sledgehammer. Can shatter padlocks unlocked trunks. Okay. So rather than a key, you can use a sledgehammer. And the silver key, unlocking a door with a silver key will lead to a room with many doors. Neat. Guess at this point I should walk back to the entrance hall. Or, yeah, the places that still have more possible rooms available. And is there a best path to do that? Forward, left, right. Yeah, I can... what happened here? The den did not have a hallway, so even though I made a passageway, it's blocked off and we can't get back through the den. Interesting. And I can't, like, use my sledgehammer here or something. Okay. So, passageway... Okay. So we'll go back through the billiards room. And over here. And then I want to go, I guess, straight all the way to the bedroom. We're using up some steps, it's fine. And then from here, through the corridor, back to the entrance. Okay. And... sure, let's go ahead and finish off these 2 rooms. Utility room, breaker box. I'm curious about that. Observatory, each time you've drafted an observatory, it has a gem requirement and I can't do it. And a storeroom would have +1 key, 1 gem, and 1 money. The gem would be nice. And I have a redraw from my Woody Doodles, but I've never seen a breaker box, so let's find out what the breaker box is about. Danger! Keycard entry system. Indicators, gymnasium, darkroom, garage. Garage? Suppose I turn that on. We don't have the keys this time around. Cabinet, can't click on. Darkroom, gymnasium. there any other things I can interact with here? Oh, VAC indicators. Not sure what that's about. Keycard entry. Oh, you can turn that off at the breaker box. Interesting. Neat. Okay, garage. I'm really curious about the garage. Like, if I leave the grounds, does that mean I can... I mean, I don't know that I've located the garage outside, but it seems plausible. Like praying hands, somebody with a crowbar. Alright. Alrightly doodly. I guess while we're here at the entrance and I still have a bunch of steps, let's see if we can find any other rooms. Coat check. I could check something to retrieve it another day. Yeah, let's do this. Let's go to the coat check, and I'll leave my die there so that we can redraw the room plans another day. That seems pretty good, actually. Ding! I would like to check an item. Silver key and the sledgehammer. I can't check the die. Rats. Okay. Let's leave... Let's exit really quick. Remind me. Sledgehammer can shatter padlocks. Silver key. Lead to a room with many rooms. The silver key seems pretty valuable. I don't know how to spend it yet, though. Unlocking a door. I need to find a locked door and then use the silver key in it. So sure, let's check the silver key. Alright, silver key has been checked. You can retrieve this item on any day you have a coat check in your house. Okay. That seems like that could be useful in a future run. And I think we have closed off all our options in the house itself, which means I can go looking and seeing if there's anywhere that seems garage-like that's open to me. And do I have the opportunity to make a wish again? I do. Might as well, since I'm not sure what else I'd be doing with the money. And I have this dice for re-rolling rooms that I don't think I can use. So, there was something called Private Drive over here or something, which seems like if there was going to be a garage, like it might be out here somewhere. So there was something here that doesn't seem to be the garage. And we just like gave power to the garage in the utility room, so I'm not even sure if we would be able to get into it or whatever. This still doesn't seem like anything that I can do anything with. There's the campsite. Is this possibly a garage? I don't know. Can't seem to interact over here either. Do the apple trees in the orchard still look the same? They appear to, yes. Can I use a sledgehammer on this? Remind me what the sledgehammer says. Can shatter padlocks on locked trunks. This is not a locked trunk. So no, I don't think I could use the sledgehammer in that way. And I still don't have any idea where the garage might be that I switched on some power in the utility room, so that might just be another room that I can find in the manor at some point. Does this say the same usual stuff? Alright, you may call it a day, blah 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 blah. Okay, I'm gonna walk around the outer grounds once more, just in case I find anything that is different out here. But this might be where we're calling it a day once again. We've learned about a number of other rooms and a few objects. And we made it to a deeper rank through the manor. But it seems like it'll mostly be a matter of the randomness. I can see that collecting gems is definitely going to be valuable from the point of view of being able to open up have more room choices. Basically every gem you have there's a chance that you'll have a good choice for room shape to try to get you deeper into the manor. The key, I don't know that I really had a chance to really use the keys yet. I've looked carefully through here. I do think that the way is blocked and I can't jump. So I don't think there's anything I can do in here. But yeah, I wonder if we'll get some kind of light source at some point. This, I guess, is not the garage, because if it were, I would have expected some lights to come on in there. And also, I don't think this is the garage, because it's kind of just a walking path that we're using to get down here. Down some stairs. You wouldn't want to bring cars down the stairs like that. Yeah, do I have any other big picture observations at this point? None that spring to mind. And yeah, there hasn't been a whole lot of puzzling just yet, other than like that little logic puzzle with the boxes. What is this? Why is it that I cannot open this? Is there any obvious mechanism that's preventing this gate from opening? And where do I think it would go? I can see power lines coming in from over there. It would go to civilization, perhaps. Any other observations or useful things that I can determine? Not so far. I'm sure there's probably a lot of information that can only be interpreted with a deeper understanding of what's going on in the game. So perhaps there have been exciting things on screen that I was not able to appreciate just yet. I kind of hope that there is. Otherwise, so far the game doesn't seem too exciting. But I think this is where we're going to call it a day for today. So I'm going to say that I hope, as always, that you all are having a great day. Well, actually, if I save and quit, no, call it a day. Tomorrow you'll arrive, blah, 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 blah. I'm ready to call it. Give me my little summary, and then I can do my outro. So there's our manor, Mount Holly, charming cottage with 20 rooms. We reached rank 5. We took 44 steps. We found 3 items. And 14 of the rooms were new rooms, apparently. Okay. So yeah, I think our short to intermediate goal should be just to try to get higher rank. We'll discover a little bit more about the rooms. We've got that key checked, and so maybe that'll turn out to be advantageous. We'll see if we get the same information about like west and east, to see if there's general things that we can learn about how the manor is always going to be laid out, or different things. Yeah, I can imagine a few things, but for now, we will save and quit. I'm going to say that I hope, as always, that you all are having a great day, and I will see you again soon for more blueprints. For now, bye-bye.